Okay, so yesterday we did a channel milestone video because we've now passed 1,120 subscribers. So the slow but steady grind continues. But on a view count milestone, we've now hit 250,000 views on the channel. Now, for many channels, that's a drop in the ocean. One video could get 250,000 views in less than a few hours. A lot of channels that I'm subscribed to have more subscribers than I have total views. So for the bigger channels out there, that's a drop in the ocean. But I like to set this channel achievable goals. I'm not expecting to be a multi-millionaire off this platform. At the moment, it is a hobby because I'm not earning a revenue off the platform at the moment as I'm recording this video, although with the view numbers rising and the subscriber count rising quite rapidly over the last couple of days, that may change. This could be my blow up moment on YouTube. The Rugby World Cup could be the catalyst that helps the channel rapidly grow, and maybe next year's Euros in Germany could be the secondary catalyst to help the channel grow. We just don't know what's going to happen. And the Olympics, for example. But we've seen a sudden shoot up in growth, and view counts have really accelerated over the last week or so, which is really fantastic to see, considering August was such a slow month, and for the most part July was as well. July and August the view counts were down, and it was a bit more of a grind, even with the women's FIFA World Cup. The channel wasn't gaining the traction that it had done earlier in the year and towards the end of last year, so it was a bit frustrating. But it's the Northern Hemisphere summer, and so most of the major team sports are on their off season, and there's so much rumour and speculation that I try and avoid. But I pride myself on not having clickbait, titles and overly biased, reactionary, basically clickbait content. I think that's probably meant that the channel's taken that little bit longer to get to the view hours required for monetisation and the view count milestone and the subscriber milestone, because I like to be as unbiased as possible, and as generally analytical as possible. And not everyone's going to agree with my views on certain things, or what I would do to change sports governance, whatever it may be. Not everyone agrees with everyone, but I do want to say a massive thank you to everyone who subscribed, liked, shared, commented, and viewed my content. Even if you're not a subscriber, but you occasionally view the content, it all counts. So yeah, it's a massive thank you from me for helping us reach this milestone. I hope the next 250,000 goes by a lot quicker than the previous 250,000, because it's taken 6 years to get to this point. I hope it takes a lot less time to reach the next major milestone, which is 500,000 views, which I don't think will actually be that far away. I don't think it will take us long to get to that point. And as I say, view counts have been fantastic. The support's been fantastic. A lot of new subscribers in the comment section, and a lot of new viewers in the comment section, which is fantastic. I like seeing new viewers leave comments and subscribe rather than the same people all the time. While I do appreciate the hardcore support, it's nice to see new people pop up in the comments section of videos and on live stream comments. So that's always nice to see. And looking at the data, I'm very popular in South Africa and Ireland right now. I'm very popular in Johannesburg, Cape Town, and Dublin at the moment. Looking at countries and cities people are viewing from. So I really appreciate the support from around the world, not just in the UK. I'm also pretty popular in Canada at the moment, which is interesting considering the Canadians did not qualify for this Rugby World Cup, had a poor qualifying campaign, have had a poor 4-year cycle, really. The Canadian rugby's in a bit of a mess. But I do have a lot of viewers in Canada as well, which is, again, really humbling that I'm viewed across the Atlantic in the numbers I am, and in the US as well. I'm viewed down in Australia and New Zealand. I've got viewers in South America. I've got viewers in Asia. So I'm viewed on every continent, which is pretty humbling, I have to admit. And I really want to say a massive thank you to everyone who continues to support the channel, and hopefully sooner rather than later we are monetized, and at which point I can engage the super chat function on live stream, which is another way to earn revenue, and then we can get a Teespring shelf and start selling merchandise content, and hopefully I can give up my grinding 9 to 5 day job, which is not really 9 to 5, it's early hours until early afternoon day job, which is a bit of a grind because I start when it's dark, and sometimes I don't get home until the sun's going down in winter. So hopefully this becomes my income source as well, which that is the goal, is monetization. But to get there, I need the support of you guys, and then obviously share the channel with your friends. The more the merrier. Please continue to share with people you know. Discuss it. Obviously, it is a discussion point, but it is a great pleasure to obviously make content for you guys. So thank you very much for all your support. And of course, later on tonight, as I'm recording this video, France play Uruguay to open the second weekend of the Rugby World Cup in France, and I'm looking forward to that game because the French have made a lot of changes, and Uruguay have got a pretty strong side with some very experienced players, and of course they play all over the world, a lot of them in France. So that's going to be quite a tasty game. But from me for now, thank you very much for watching, and I'll have some more content for you very, very soon.